Hello Bison fans, my name is Brendan Nash and I'm the men's soccer coach at Bucknell University. And today I'm very pleased to introduce to you our incoming freshman class, the Bucknell class of 2017. And in next year's class we have 8 young men joining the Bison, and we feel it's a very important class for us for many reasons. One, we're losing 6 seniors, and they were all field players. They were part of 2 championships, and they were part of some pretty big matches during their 4-year career. Another reason is last year we ended up having an outstanding freshman class, and we wanted to make sure that we gave them some support as they move forward. And then the last reason is we're going into transition in the Patriot League, and it's uncharted territory with Boston University and Loyola College joining us and moving from 8 teams to 10 teams, and the playoffs moving from 4 teams to 6 teams. And we want to make sure we're one of the teams that are competing for those 6 spots, because everybody knows when there were 4 teams, anybody that got into the playoffs had a chance to win the championship. So we're thinking, even though it's expanding to 6 teams, it's still going to be the same formula in the Patriot League. You're going to have to fight very hard to get into the playoffs, and then once you get to the playoffs, it's anybody's game to win that championship. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to the 8 student athletes that will be joining Bucknell University next year. Our first young man is Harry Birch, and Harry is coming to us from Staples, Connecticut, and he played with Beachside SC. And Harry is a young man that our assistant coach Patrick Long saw last summer playing with his Beachside team. He's had a lot of success with his Beachside team. They've won numerous club championships. He's been the captain of that team, and he's also been the captain of his high school team. And Harry can play a couple different positions. What we're looking for is for him to play either center back or a holding center mid. And either of those positions, we know that Harry's going to be very intense, he's going to be good in the air, and he's going to make it very tough on the opposing team's attack. The next young man is Sebastiaan Blickman from Choate up in Connecticut, and we call him Seb. And Seb was also a captain of his high school team, a 2-year captain of his high school team, so he has the leadership skills. But we got a chance to know Seb very well during our summer camp. And we put Seb on a team where one of the coaches has been with our camp for many, many years. And I said, you know, we just want to find out, is he a hard worker? What's he like when his team's losing? What's he like when his team's winning? And as the week went on, we really became sold on Sebastiaan. Seb can also play holding center mid, and he's a lot like Harry as far as he's very good in the air, he's very athletic, and he brings a competitive and an intense fire to him. So we're looking forward to seeing where he can fit in for us as well. The next young man is Adam Bradshaw, and Adam's a pretty unique young man to join our program. Kind of like Bryson Johnson was the Canadian basketball player, we have a Canadian soccer player coming to Lewisburg next year. And Adam's coming with one of the most impressive resumes during my time as a coach here. And Adam played with the Canadian U15 national team, and then he spent 2 years with the U18 national team. So obviously his resume speaks very well of his ability in their country. He also played with Toronto FC, and they bring a very professional training atmosphere to every one of their training sessions. Adam's played a few different positions, but we see him fitting in at either a left back or a left midfield position, and at either of those positions we feel he can have a positive impact as a freshman. The next young man is Justin Galiani, and he's coming to us from Langley High School, and he plays club with Annandale. And his club team has also experienced quite a bit of success, and they've won a few state championships. And we are very pleased to have Justin because we're losing Brendan Bergdorf. And everybody knows that Brendan was a 6'4" forward, could win balls in the air, had some speed, and just made it really tough on opposing defenses. And Justin fits that mode pretty well. He's not as explosive as Brendan, but overall he might be more athletic. He's also a starter for his basketball team. He can win balls in the air, he can score with both feet, and he's relentless on the attack. So we think Justin could do a good job for us up top next year. Next young man is Peter Krebs, and he's coming to us all the way from Marin Academy out on the West Coast in California. And Peter is another young man that came through our camp system. And through our camp, we were really looking for center back as a position that we needed to shore up, because Jermaine Jarrett and Colin Costello are 2 center backs that are graduating, and next year we're going to be graduating Maiwa Ali. So we felt it was very important for us to find some center backs during this recruiting cycle. And during the camp, Peter showed us that he was the best center back out there, and he also has a very strong left foot. We know he could play any of the positions along the back line, but right now that we feel like he's going to fit into center back very nicely for us. The next young man is Andrew Leischner, and he comes to us from Scotch Plains Fanwood High School in New Jersey, and he plays for the PDA club team. And a common theme with all of our guys is they tend to be the captain of their club team, captain of their high school team, and Andrew's no different with that. Scotch Plains has one of the strongest traditions in New Jersey, and for him to be the captain of that team, it says quite a bit about how his teammates and his coaches respected him. They had a very good senior season, and to top it all off, Andrew was named first team All-State as well as the County Player of the Year. He's a center midfielder, and he's a little bit different than some of the center midfielders that we've had in the past. He's a little bit quicker and more technical than the guys in the past. He's not a 6'4" guy, a 6'2" guy. He's more of the 5'8", 5'9" schemer, and it's tough to knock him off the ball. We really like his vision, and we think he's going to work very well with Chris Thorsheim in the middle of the field. The next young man is Austin Lenart, and Austin's also coming to us from New Jersey, and he went to Bishop Eustace High School, and he played for NJSA 04. Early in his career, Austin was an all-state soccer player, but then he gave up his high school career so he could focus on NJSA and his academy program. With the academy program, Austin's done a very nice job there, and he reminds me a lot of Vinny Sonati as far as there's many different positions that he can play for us. He can play right back, left back, holding center mid, right mid, left mid. We don't really know where he's going to play. All we know is whatever position we decide he's going to play, he's going to give us 100% effort, he's going to work hard, and he's going to do whatever that position is asked to do on that given day. So we really liked having Vinny in the program, and if Austin can live up to those expectations, we're going to be very pleased with him. The last young man is Crispin Muessle, and Crispin comes to us from Maryland, and it's an interesting story. Pat Selwood, who was a captain for us a few years back, he's working with a high school team and some club teams, and he told us about Crispin, and he told us Crispin was with AC Bethesda, which is one of the strongest teams in Maryland, and he was with Churchill High School. And again, the common theme, he was captain of both of those teams. When Crispin came to our camp, based on Pat's recommendation, we just really weren't sure how he was as a player because he was a little quiet as the week started. Once he started to open up, you really got to see what a dynamic player he was. Good in tight spaces, some explosiveness, scored a lot of big goals during the camp, and he actually reminds me a lot of C.K. Kuma as far as how unpredictable he is on the field, and he can play left midfield and he can play right midfield, and if we even needed him to play up top, he could play up top. I'm sure Crispin could tell you he could play in the back too, but we really don't want to stifle his attacking skills. He's one of the few guys that I say attack, 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 and he's going to do a very nice job for us as we move forward. So there you have it. Those are the 8 student athletes that we will be adding to the Bucknell University class of 2017. And again, Coach Patrick Long, Pete Ellis, Matt Haney, and myself, we are very pleased with this class because they really fit the Bucknell mode. As I talked about, they're captains. That means they're leaders at their high school. They're captains of their club team. It means they're leaders there. Of course, they're bright young student athletes because they're getting into Bucknell. But most importantly, these are good young men that are coming from good families. And that's one of the criteria that in the last few years, we made sure that was one of the most important criteria. And these 8 men are going to represent Bucknell University in a very fine manner for the next 4 years. Thank you, and go Bison.